There's a moment most people never notice. A quiet moment. Not dramatic. Not loud. The moment you realize you were giving everything, and the other person was only giving just enough. Enough to keep you close. Enough to keep you hopeful. Enough to keep you questioning yourself. But never enough to feel secure, to feel chosen, to feel certain. If you've ever felt that subtle imbalance, that quiet ache you couldn't explain, this message is for you. You showed up fully, with open energy, open patience, an open heart. You didn't hold back. You didn't play games. You didn't pretend to care less than you did. You made space. In your schedule, in your mind, in your emotional world. You adjusted. You forgave quickly. You hoped quietly. Not because you were desperate, but because you believed in connection, in growth, in the idea that love deepens with time. And at first, it felt mutual. Small gestures, warm words, gentle attention, promises spoken softly. Just enough to keep your faith alive. Just enough to make you believe this could become something real. But over time, something began to feel uneven. You were leaning forward. They were leaning back. You were building. They were visiting. You were investing energy, thought, emotion. They were sampling attention, appearing, disappearing. And you kept telling yourself, maybe they just need time. Maybe they've been hurt before. Maybe they express love differently. You softened your expectations, lowered your needs, silenced your doubts. You told yourself, tomorrow it will deepen. So you stayed, and stayed, and stayed, until one day, you noticed something different. Your tiredness, not physical, emotional, that quiet heaviness, that settles in when effort is no longer joyful. When love feels like proving, instead of flowing. You realized you were doing more emotional labor than emotional receiving. That's when the truth begins to whisper. Softly, gently, you were all in, but they were only partly present, not absent, not cruel, just incomplete. This isn't about blame. Some people want connection, without responsibility, warmth, without depth, closeness, without commitment. They enjoy being wanted, being admired, being prioritized, but they fear being known, being required, being emotionally accountable. So they give just enough to stay desired, but not enough to become vulnerable, not enough to risk themselves. And unconsciously, they let you carry the weight of what should have been shared. And if you love deeply, you feel everything. You sense distance quickly. You notice tone shifts. You feel silence louder than words. You replay conversations, search for meaning, try to repair. Even when nothing was broken by you, you overfunction for someone underpresent. You explain yourself more, ask for less, accept confusion, and slowly, you forget your own balance. Not because you're weak, but because you're trying to keep something alive by yourself. But here's the truth. Being all in is not a weakness. It is a rare capacity to feel fully, to commit sincerely, to love consciously. The problem was never your depth, your consistency, your care. The problem was offering depth to someone still learning to enter water. You didn't drown because you loved wrong. You drowned because you loved alone. When two people meet in equal depth, love feels steady. No guessing, no chasing, no emotional tests. Just presence, just clarity, just mutual effort. But when depth meets shallowness, the deep one always drowns first. Not because they were foolish, but because they stayed too long, hoping the other would follow. This realization hurts, but it also frees. Because now, you stop trying to convince. Stop shrinking your needs to fit someone else's capacity. You stop waiting for breadcrumbs when you deserve nourishment. You stop negotiating your worth for temporary closeness. You begin to choose alignment, not attachment. And that choice changes everything. When you choose yourself, your energy steadies, your boundaries soften, but they hold. Your heart stays open, without leaking. You no longer chase closeness. You attract resonance. You recognize peace faster and confusion sooner. You stop mistaking intensity for intimacy and silence for mystery. The right connection will never confuse you. They won't leave you guessing or analyzing tone or doubting your value. They won't require over-explaining or emotional endurance. Their presence will feel safe, not thrilling then frightening, not hot then cold, but calm, consistent, and warm. So if today you recognize yourself in this, know this: you didn't fail at love. You simply loved beyond where the other could meet you. And that capacity, that depth, that sincerity is your gift, not your flaw. One day, someone will meet you fully, not halfway, not temporarily, not cautiously, fully. And when that happens, you'll be grateful you stopped settling. You were all in. And next time, so will they. Thank you for listening. This is Stand in Love, Not Fall, where we choose love that heals, not hurts. Subscribe, like, share, and comment.